Stingray, like he did.
The one thing he said that was correct.
That's absolutely true. And I feel like we're seeing the same setup that we probably saw back then all the way maybe in 2018, maybe 2019. I can't remember exactly when that was. It's a very old school Orion setup.
Yes.
This used to be like the egg setup, although I believe he would run red compared to on the other side. We have Neeze, of course, on Scythe.
And so far in the neutral game, they are just kind of trading blows here. Stingray swapping, he wants that Lance, there it is. And let's see what he's going to be able to do with it. I don't think we've seen any Lance representation on stream so far today, as Stingray is putting that foot down and racking up damage really quickly. Nice D-light to catch that landing.
Yeah, that's something like he's one of the like OG, well, not really OG, but like sort of OG, you know, 5+ years, 6+ years, OG Lance players out there who has like a really good mind for how to space Lance, given its like lack of representation and its struggle in current meta, especially in 1v1. I'm not talking about 2v2, specifically 1v1.
It's got a little better. We got a buff over there on Lance Row recently. It's feeling a little
bit.
Feeling a little more 2020-ish.
A little bit. There's a recovery though, catching Neeze coming high over that corner.
No. There we go, nice Sarah from Stingray, catches him with the signature, looking for another one. No,
right,
he tried to, my man doubled down.
All right, man, you realize you're on the stage, right, when you're doing that?
Look.
Yep, that's where you're supposed to do it. And maybe don't even really do it over there, because it's 2024. Like, you can't let the Orion brainworms take over. You just got to let that go.
Oh man, so far though, I'm getting an idea of what Stingray we're seeing today, because he is playing very, very well in this matchup against Neeze. Neeze though starting to run away on that scythe a little bit, comes back up on stage, catches the neutral light, tosses Stingray over, another dare catches, but Stingray finally catching that landing. Come back over, see what the edge guard is, stays out of the way of the signature, another attack being put on Neeze, taking it low with the ground pound, gets back up on stage, does not get the weapon though.
So Stingray's kind of playing Lance into Scythe the way like I like to play Lance into Scythe, which is specifically a lot of neutral airs, because they're looking for those 45-degree angles. The only thing Neeze is doing is counterplaying that by overspacing. So he throws out the nair, expecting Neeze to come in with a down air or a neutral air or something like that, and then he just overspaces it, waits for it, and then punishes right afterward. And so that's why Neeze has a nice lead on him right now. Next weapon for Stingray, I believe, is going to be is that spear.
Yeah, that was a nice double unarmed recovery from Neeze, and that recovery off of the spear, a little helicopter action, gonna go ahead and take that second stock off of Neeze.
He's also making the smart decision of dropping the lance so that he can specifically focus on that spear. That's also what we know him for. Specifically that spear down signature that he's so good at, and just in general the spear neutral play when we've seen him play the 7 as well.
Yeah, his 7 is actually really fun to watch as well. We see Neeze getting a good positioning there, misses it. Stingray with the recovery, able to get back up on stage. Another one is going to land, but the nair is going to pull him back down the stage. See what Neeze can do here. He gets caught at the very, very tippy top of that recovery off the spear. Another landing caught by Neeze. Oh, whipped in the wrong direction. Stingray is going to be able to slide a pogo in there.
I really have no idea why he went for the gravity cancel neutral light.
Because it'd be like that
on
sometimes.
The edge. That's a big question that I have. Because he's such like a smart and thoughtful player. I've got no idea where that came from. There's a D-light into the recovery, not enough. It's a KO here on Fortress of Lions.
Ooh, that was really lucky for Stingray there. He went a little early on that recovery. Needs to stay out of the way of it. Almost got the punish, but Stingray was able to stay out of the way. This next interaction here, whoever gets the better of it is going to take game number 1. Who's it going to be? Is Neeze is desperately trying to find a weapon. Stingray is keeping him off of it with everything he has. The edge guard in full effect, but Neeze gets around him, gets the weapon throw, and has that sight back in his hand.
There's the sidelight, sending Stingray over to the right corner. There's the down air. Doesn't turn it around, sends him down that 45-degree angle. Has just enough to get back up with the dodge. The weapon toss goes under Stingray. The weapon toss goes above Neeze. Neeze is at the weapon disadvantage, but he stays low. The exclamation points. Is he going to be able to land? Is that landing going to be punished? He has the soft platform.
Soft platform just saved that entire stock right there.
He went for the neutral heavy instead of like the down heavy. I don't know if the down heavy would have had range, but the unarmed recovery from Neeze.
What a game number 1, Sparky. Holy moly. That was really, really intense. We see Neeze kind of shaking that off a little bit there, trying to get his head ready for game number 2 to be able to continue on. Stingray looked really, really amazing. Definitely looked good. The spear was looking fantastic. The movement was looking good. He looks cool, calm, and collected. So we're going to see how it goes in as we go into game number 2.
I want to look at the weapon balance that came out between Neeze's 2 weapons of the gauntlets and the scythe. We didn't see too much on the gauntlets. We saw about 112 damage, specifically that edge guard that was on the left side where we pointed out that Stingray had a nice perfect dodge into the gravity cancel neutral light.
There was only 1 damage differential?
Between the 2, yes.
That's crazy. That was a I said the 3 difference couldn't get any closer, and then the very next set, here we go, a 1 damage differential.
They said, hold my glass of water.
Yes.
There's the D-Light into the ground pound. Oh, he goes wide down the push-off column, but Stingray was stuck up against that wall.
The weapon throw down. Neeze able to stay out of the way of it, but now he's unarmed, fighting back. We saw the side light. There we go. Coming down with the break
the
dance.
dash down heavy I was looking for at the end of last game where the neutral heavy came out.
Neeze backing up with the signature with Stingray, gets a tiny little punish on it, coming back over with the side light, reaching up with the recovery. Nice, a weapon throw from Neeze to keep Stingray off of him. There we go, sit out. Weapon throw is going to come a little shallow, and Stingray is going to be able to find his way back up on stage. Exclamation points out, and he just makes it, but Neeze is right there to shut it down.
Now, it did take quite a bit of damage to get that first stock. Neeze did a great job of not taking a lot of damage in the process. He's only maybe 120, 130, but it did take a Gauntlet neutral light. So if he keeps his pace up, then KOing with a Gauntlet neutral light's not a big deal whatsoever. If Stingray is able to find the stock here, like he was hoping to with that D-Light into the dash in Sig, then that damage pace is not going to be great for Neeze. But that hasn't happened yet.
Stingray desperately needs to get this first stock off of Neeze. This is all bonus damage at this point. Nice Sair, sending him over, see if we can, nope. Down Sig is not gonna connect with that recovery, most certainly it will. And gonna go ahead and tie the stock count back up.
So now the lead has shrunk from about 120, 130 damage to about 50, 60, maybe 70 between these two. Both of them have weapons. We'll see if Neeze throws away his gauntlets pretty quickly or if he's just going to stick with it.
Working.
The D-Light extending off stage, almost grabbing the neutral air afterwards.
There we go, Scythe back in hand. Stingray right there to catch it though. Nair from Stingray, looking for a second one. Neeze couldn't get in there to get a punish on him, but Stingray is literally just throwing those spear nairs out at will, racking up the damage. Sair over the top of Neeze, and they just swap positions over on the edge guard. Taking him up in the air again. What a weapon throw with the dare coming back down, but Neeze catches it. He's gonna swap back over to the gaunts.
Ooh, Stinger was playing really high on that wall. Like, it's a small wall. There's not a lot of place to play around, but he was playing really high on that wall. I was worried about the D-Light coming over the corner. Neeze does in the stock shortly after that. Swaps out the weapon so he can stick on that site that he did most of the damage with last game. Stingray now coming in with a spear that he's done a great job of, like, all but guaranteeing that he has in his hands most of the time.
Yeah, we have not seen the Lance really come into play too much at all. He is definitely relying on that spear. Double pogo, hit him again.
Nice.
No, the signature is going to connect that time. Catches it. Oh, no, he dropped it, but the recovery is still going to hit. Neeze shaking off there. We see the hand shaking, trying to get back into this one.
And Stingray's done a great job of being really careful with the way he uses the D-Stick. Didn't use it at all in the first game. That's what I was maybe expecting at the end, and probably he didn't use it because Neeze was expecting the exact same thing coming from an Orion player. Okay, the double juggle. There's the neutral air from Neeze. GC and Light goes for the recovery afterwards. They're both kind of trading those air blows back and forth. Nice GC side light, doesn't find the neutral air.
Stingray misses the side light. And we're seeing, again, just like game number 1, this is coming down to the absolute last couple interactions. Neeze finally has Stingray pretty close to knockout range, but just like that, finish up with a weapon throw. And now Stingray is tied completely up again. Who is it going to be? Sidelight comes back over, hits the double D-Light. Not enough. He dropped the recovery. It was so unfortunate. Neeze trying to get back up on stage. Now we're going to see if this Lance can get it done, and it does with the Sair. Stingray tying up the set.
I guess Neeze had the dodge in that moment. He was so high. Why did that recovery not hit? Can I see the replay of that, please?
Please.
Did the dodge come out before, during that time when he was turning around before he went for the double D-Light, or was that just like, I'm going to bet it, a lot of it on this?
I am not sure. We're going to see if we can get these replays up. Take a good look at the stage there. Man, I need to see the stat line on that because that was just about as close as it was in the first game. We're going to have to take a look at that here after game number 3, though, is we're all tied up 1-1. Stingray getting the first weapon drop, Neeze, and now has that scythe in hand, and both these players going back to work to try and take that advantage in our guaranteed game 4.
We're also going back to Fortress of Lions here, going to have that soft platform that Neeze was really kind of relying on a little bit earlier as his one of his safe havens if he didn't want to stick over on that wall when Stingray was doing his best to control the ground, trying to jump up and reach, grab off that soft platform again. Another nair, this time a side air.
Oh, misses with the recovery. Stingray's going to get a Sair on him to get the punish. Backing up, nice catch on the neutral light. Oh, the movement from Stingray is looking very, very clean as we get further into this set. Neeze with a big whip, coming up with the recovery. Double recovery, can he hit him again? Grabbing to cancel neutral is going to go ahead and catch. Stingray trying to find a way back up, and Neeze was just juggling, bro.
Finds the KO with the recovery. I almost thought we were going to get another in-light KO with the gauntlets. He GC'd that one super high. But again, he didn't have enough damage added up this time compared to last game. The juggle with the neutral air. Oh, tried to catch Neeze in the air, jumping.
He's No, Stingray. Oh, he charged it. Neeze with the easy punish. I know. Calm down a little bit. Calm down. I mean, it would have been nice if it would have hit, but he definitely got the charge on that one. Just trying to maybe mix the timing up a little bit on Neeze, trying to get him to follow into it. But there we go. Stingray going to go ahead and finally get that first stock off of Neeze. As he's looking pretty good, though. He's still in the yellow. Got plenty to work with on his second stock as well. His Neeze trying to get on a weapon. But Stingray's doing everything he can to keep him off of it. But we're going to go ahead and lock in on the gauntlets.
And Light goes for the jump side air, tries to go for GC Inlight the other direction. That burned his dodge. That gave Stingray the free down air right after that, but he wasn't able to convert too far. Again, the multiple recoveries coming out from Neeze's gauntlets, juggling Stingray. The vertical game, it seems like it's been going in Neeze's favor definitely this game.
It doesn't seem like it. It absolutely has been. He's putting on a gauntlet recovery clinic right now. Another one. It goes for a second one. Stingray's got to stay out of the way of those. Oh my goodness, Neeze, full stock advantage, looking very good in game number 3. He's got to stay out of the way of those recoveries, bro.
Yeah, he's really struggling to find a way to like safely land. Some people, like we saw use earlier, is punishing the landings like left and right with the sword D-Light. Neeze is just like punishing it straight vertical, right up and down. There's the D-Light into the neutral air, giving him room to grab the weapon, hoping to juggle with the neutral airs here. Oh, he gets caught. The down air. Neeze was too far under him, straight under him, so down air didn't hit.
Now, Neeze is getting an absolute flow state, looking very good momentum. Another recovery off those gauntlets. Oh my goodness, Stingray though on the spear. See if he's gonna be able to get the stock off of Neeze, but he is so hurt on his final stock, and it would take an absolute miracle, a perfect stock to be able to take this, but he's not even gonna be able to confirm the second one. 2-stock victory for Neeze.
Neeze is turning it up, and it seems like Stingray is turning it down a little bit here, so it's really in both ways. Wow, we have a bracket update. Balloon Boy taking out Hideaway, a teammate knockout. Not necessarily like a massive upset or anything, given Balloon Boy's recent performances in bracket. And like Hideaway, like we know him more as a 2v2 player. Meanwhile, now we know Balloon Boy is like kind of both.
Balloon Boy just been Balloon Boy in here lately. Been playing absolutely amazing. Congratulations for him on his upset and taking that win. As we get into possibly the final game of the set, if Stingray does not lock it down and tie us back up and confirm a game number 5. So far, though, he does have the slight advantage as we break into the first couple seconds of this game.
I almost expected a legend change-up.
At least a skin swap.
Yeah, now that he's down 2-1, that's like a normal thing, given he has like such a large bag of tricks of legends he's played very successfully in the past. But no, he's going to stick with Orion and potentially ride the lance and ride the spear all the way into the bitter end, or maybe the huge success here against Neeze.
Oh no, the 7 might have been interesting, being able to pull that out here in game number 4. But we're going to see how it works off here. He gets a pogo off the spear, swaps to the lance, and has a very comfortable lead here. Was able to confirm it pretty early. Now he needs to dig in, get that extra credit, get that bonus damage, and extend this lead as much as possible.
See how long he holds on to it. We see back-to-back neutralites into recoveries coming out from Neeze.
Oh, nice dodge.
Missing. Again, another neutralite into the recovery that Stingray is getting away from.
Oh, Sayer. Looking forward to getting Neeze shutting it down. So much to throw. Stingray's looking really good. He did not like that last loss at all. As he is almost, can he get it? Oh, what a dodge from Neeze. Can he get the reversal? Miss the ground pound. Stingray swapping over to the lance, giving it a little bit more of a chance this game. We're just seeing it come out a little bit more as Neeze is able to confirm.
No, it's gone now.
It's gone. No more lance.
So we're back to the spear. Us lance enjoyers are just, we're not getting anything.
It's a hard time in Brawlhalla to be a Braxmate, isn't it?
You're telling me. You're preaching to the choir, brother. There's the neutral air, though. Neeze stays really high. He had this off platform, but he chooses to fast fall down through it. And Stingray with a fantastic lead here. Oh, no, man. I really thought he trolled me with that one. I got.
Stingray's looking really good here on his way to go ahead and lock us into it, get number 5, which is the way this set is going. I am so here for it. These games have been super close. Competition between these two players has been very intense. As Neeze fights back, you see the Sayer coming back down the stage. Stingray fading back with the Sayer, double Sayer, whips them both. Neeze trying to get over. Third Sayer gonna whip and gives Neeze the power position on the edge guard, but Stingray is gonna be able to get back under there. Oh my goodness.
Gosh. That was like the first time in the past like 45 seconds to a minute that we saw Stingray go vertically above the soft platform, and the very first time he did, Neeze was fishing for the KO off the top.
Shut him down immediately.
So ready for it.
And we see Neeze crawling his way back into this one as he's got Stingray knockout. That's going to send him down to that bottom 45. And Sparky, we got a game.
We do, and you know Stingray wanted to put out some damage because the recovery came through and Neeze burned his dodge. And so the final stages of the recovery hit, which meant dodge was down, and Stingray immediately looked for a D-Light after that, so he could gravity cancel that into another D-Light and find either a recovery or a Sair.
Catches the landing with another D-Light. See, the Lance is doing work.
Yes, this is what you want to see as a Lance player. The neutral air juggles, adding up about 18 damage every single time. Until you hit the neutral signature, when you catch your opponent floating at that 45-degree angle and send him to the blast zone.
No, that is actually so impressive for me because, you know, I touched on Stingray's mental at the beginning of the set, and I really kind of worried when we saw that two-stock defeat that he took in that game that was going to start getting into that pattern. But instead, he locked in, he got it together, and that was an absolute banger win to be able to extend this set to a game number 5. That was very, very well played and very, very good mental from Stingray.
Yeah, you saw two major moments in that. One was on Spear, one was on Lance. The Lance, of course, was at the end, but it was like Stingray was fully reading everything that Neeze wanted to do. He knew exactly the flow chart that Neeze was following, even maybe before Neeze just decided what he wanted to do himself, and he was finding so much unanswered damage. He's doing a good job starting off this game, but he is going to take a 3-piece. Neeze attempting to extend it with the turnaround neutral air, but still hitting the in-light right after that. There's the side light into the jump nair.
See what we can do here. He does have the slight advantage. Try to hit that fadeaway Sair again. That one's going to catch on his way down to ground. Neeze trying to getting out of the way. Neeze does seem to be favoring those gauntlets. We don't see him swap it over. Trying to find opportunity to get that scythe right now. Stingray. Oh, that great job to stop Stingray from catching his landing. Definitely dancing in neutral, these two right here. Trying to jock for position. There we go. It's going to finish up with a recovery. No, Stingray is going to stay out of the blast zone on that one, but Neeze right there to catch it. Misses the side light. Weapon throw to the face. Can Stingray find his way back up on stage? Yes.
We're seeing some really good spacing from Neeze so far this game. Even that weapon toss that come out, he was just, oh, the turnaround, the single D-Light into the recovery for the KO. But right before that, like in one of the previous games, we were seeing Neeze throw his gauntlets away, trying to hit Stingray and missing a lot and disarming himself in the process. But he seems to like hone in on that a little bit better. The dodge is burned. Neeze is going to back up from the corner, grab the weapon.
Here we go, Stingray going right back to the aerial attacks. We see him just juggling Neeze up in the air. Nice unarmed recovery from Neeze. Was enough to take him up to the top of Demon Island. We're all tied up on second stock, but Neeze is looking a little worse for wear as he is starting to edge into orange and red.
There's the neutral air. Stingray still kind of staying low, only really one jump height up. There's another neutral air immediately going back to the ground. Doesn't want to get caught with the D-Light in the middle of the air like he did previously in the last game on Fortress of Alliance. A grounded dare. We're seeing the Spear grounded dare come out.
I mean, that really is. I mean, you really did touch on it. That's literally the difference. He's staying out of the air.
Yep. He
He is not letting Neeze control the aerials, not getting hit by all his recoveries because he's not given the opportunity for them to even be thrown out. And he is absolutely getting the advantage in the ground game.
Yeah, Stingray's spacing is really stepping it up here. Again, goes for the side light, turnaround D-Light into the GC Insig.
I mean, that's an Orion thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, not a legend, or you would even think about trying to throw that out there, but that signature kit from Orion just hits a tiny different. Back over to Spear. One recovery that high, almost could have got it done. I think we're going to be, oh no, he's going to swap back over to Lance, see the Nair come out. That D-Light. Catching the...
He's so good at catching.
Yes.
I wish I was like 50% as good at catching landings with the D-Light as he is, and he finishes it off with the Orion pick all the way through, showing a strong Lance, showing a strong Spear. In Game 5, it was looking tough. It was looking real dire for Stingray, but he kept his head in, he kept the legend pick, and he found himself victorious in Game 5.